Hello and welcome to another Big Orbit unboxing video. I'm Chris and today we'll be looking at the Amonkhet Bundle. So this is what used to be known as a fat pack. Pretty much the exact same contents apart from one more booster pack, I believe. So in there you get a player's guide with the encyclopedia, the Amonkhet card box, you get 10 Amonkhet booster packs, 25 double-sided tokens, which include all the embalm tokens from the set, an 80 card basic land pack, which includes 20 full art basics, and the spin down life counter and the quick reference card. So let's get this open. So much plastic wrapping. Okay. So that folds out into a nice picture. We've got the player's guide, which contains basically like the list of the cards. You've got a bit of backstory, stuff like that, like why they're on Amonkhet. And yeah, list of invocations as well. So if we're lucky enough to get one of those, then yeah, we will be lucky. Now let's have a look inside the box. Yeah, cool. Looks very nice. So we have the spin down. These spin downs are really, really nice. They've got the same ones that they had pre-release. You can't really see on camera, but they're slightly see-through. And the light just goes through them really nicely. So, cool dice. Glad they've moved away from the ones they've been doing the last few sets, which have been a bit boring, to be honest. So, nice to see a change. So here we've got the tokens, so the double-sided ones. Crack those in a minute. We've got our 10 Amonkhet booster packs, which is the good stuff. A quick reference guide for newer players. And we have our land pack, which should contain the 25 full arts as well. Nice. So instead of having a like cardboard, like fully, well, like a full box basically, they've gone with like a half box this time for the storage. That's pretty nice. Alright, let's close that and put it there at the back. Let's just go through the land first, get the most boring part out of the way. So it's just the Amonkhet artwork land. So I do love the artwork on these lands though. Like some of the islands and the plains especially. Let's find the full arts. There they are. So the full arts are also really nice. They all have the bolas horns somewhere in the picture. And yeah, there's just one of each, well, just one type. And if there's 25, that means there's 5 of each. So that's the land pack out of the way. Let's have a look at the tokens, shall we? So this includes, like I said before, all of the embalm tokens from the new set. So we have a zombie and the Gideon emblem. So this is the as long as you control the Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. Because, you know, we need more Gideon in Standard. Got Unwavering Initiate and a Worm. Aven Initiate and a Snake. Even Wind Guide and a Hippo. A Ketra's Attendant and a Beast. True Heart Duelist. And another zombie. Sacred Cat. And an insect. Anointed Priest and a Drake token. Labyrinth Guardian and a Warrior. tar crop skirmisher, and a cat. More zombies. Can never have too many zombies. And a vizier of many faces. Another worm. An unwavering initiate. More snack. And another true heart duelist. Temit vizier of Naktamun. Yeah, that's the guy that target creature token you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. So yeah, pretty fun. Another cat and another tar crop skirmisher. I feel like we're just seeing ones we've already seen now. I'll just there's the Hydra. Warrior and Heart Piercer Manticore. Another warrior. Glyph Keeper. Hippo and Avon Wind Guide, more Snack, another Initiate, and Anointed Priest, and Angel of Sanctions with another Drake. So, good range. It's pretty much every single Embalm creature plus the extra tokens, so very useful to have. And then I guess the only other thing to do is just to crack these booster packs and see what we get. Or just destroy the booster pack. So I'm going to go through the commons and uncommons, unless there's anything that particularly catches my attention. Just to not make you sit through me talking about every single card. Trial of Ambition, that's pretty nice actually. So 1 and a black for an enchantment. When into the battlefield, target opponent sacrifices a creature. And you can return it to your hand. When a cartouche enters the battlefield under your control. Cartouches, we don't have one in that pack. Nope. We'll come across the cartouches at some point. They're all commons, so yeah, it's another type of enchantment that enchants a creature. Patron's Mark, Lay Bare the Heart. Yeah, Lay Bare the Heart. So 1 and a black for a sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand, and you choose a non-legendary, non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. Pretty good at shutting down your opponent's plans. So Anointed Procession, 3 and a white for an enchantment. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. Great with Embalm. You embalm a creature from your graveyard, and you get 2 of those tokens instead of the usual 1. So, pretty good. There, we've got that. I feel I'm getting worse at opening booster packs the more I open. Wasteland Scorpion, Electrify, those who serve. Then Seeker, Scaled Behemoth. Scat Grove is our rare, very useful. So the cycling lands, so add green or white to your mana pool, and it has cycling too. It does enter the battlefield tapped, unfortunately, so it's not like for the really fast sort of aggro decks, but late game you might not need the land, so you can cycle it, so these new land cards are great. Oh, and we also have a foil Gate to the Afterlife. This is kind of a funny card actually. So 3 mana for an artifact. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you gain 1 life. Then you may draw a card if you do discard a card. So that's pretty standard. The second ability doesn't actually work at the moment. So you can pay 2 and tap it. Sacrifice Gate to the Afterlife. Search your graveyard, hand, and or library for a card named God Pharaoh's Gift. Put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Activate this ability only if there are 6 or more creature cards in your graveyard. It doesn't work because God Pharaoh's Gift doesn't actually exist at the moment. So, yeah, good job Blizzard. Not Blizzard, Wizards. Got there in the end. Good job Wizards. It's essentially coming out in the next set. They just haven't got that far yet. At least they're planning ahead, I suppose. And we have an island and one of the new tokens, which you can pop out, and it has the exerted, embalmed, brick, or -1/-1 counters that you can just place on your guys if they have any of those effects. I feel I should organise this a little bit better so you can see. Sacred Cat. There's a cartouche. So this is cartouche of strength, so 2 and a green for an enchantment, or a cartouche. So you enchant a creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, you may have enchanted creature fight target creature an opponent controls, and the enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. So these cartouches interact with the, I've forgotten what it's called, the trials, that's the one. So when a cartouche enters the battlefield, you can return the trial to your hand. And that works with all of the trials, and all of the cartouches interact with all of the other trials. So it's a pretty cool mechanic, actually. Impeccable Timing, Open into Wonder, Vizier of Deferment, Angler Drake, Cascading Cataracts. So another rare land. So it's indestructible. You can tap it to add colourless to your mana pool. And you can pay 5 and tap it to add 5 mana in any combination of colours to your mana pool. So if you're playing multicoloured decks, like 3 or more colours, this could be useful for you, just for that extra fixing late in the game. Although, to be fair, late in the game, normally you've got enough fixing. And we have a full art land and an insect token. Ancient Crab, the worst kind of crabs. Battlefield Scavenger. So Exert is another new mechanic, so you can exert things as they attack, and they get an immediate benefit with the downside of not being able to untap during their next untap step. Well, your next untap step. This one is whenever you exert a creature, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So you're just cycling through your deck, basically. Deem Worthy. Reduced to Rubble. So this is one of the new split cards. So this half you play from your hand. The bottom half you play from your graveyard. So 2 and a blue to counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. And then Rubble is Aftermath, so you can only cast it from your graveyard, and you exile it when you cast it. Up to 3 target lands don't untap during their controller's next untap step. So, bit of a control card going on there, which is weird with red, but you know. Ooh, Champion of Ronas as our rare. So 3 and a green for a 3/3 Jackal Warrior. You can exert him as he attacks. When you do, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. This is going to get abused. This is going to be just... Yeah, I can see this getting out of control. It's a pretty good thing Emrakul's not in standard at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, the only stipulation is you have to have a creature card in your hand that's worth playing for free. But yeah, solid card. Plains and a warrior. Missed one. Another split card, start to finish. So first half is create 2 1/1 white warrior creature tokens with vigilance, so instant speed for 2 and a white, and finish is Aftermath, 2 and a black to destroy a creature, but as an additional cost you have to sacrifice a creature, which in theory you have from the first half. So sack a 1/1 white warrior to kill their big dude. Pretty good. Battlefield Scavenger, Crocodile at the Crossing, And Combat Celebrant, Mythic, nice. So 2 and a red. It's a 4/1 human warrior. If it hasn't been exerted this turn, you may exert it as it attacks. When you do, untap all other creatures you control, and after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Pretty nice. I mean, low toughness. You can't really get around that though. Its ability is really good. Just being able to have an extra combat phase, and if you've used a lot of exert creatures, they will all untap again. So you're going to get the exert benefit twice. Overall, yeah, they're pretty good. Its own little pile, and a forest, and another zombie token. Tormenting Voice, they reprinted it again. I don't really know why this time. I mean, it doesn't seem to fit the theme, in my opinion, but still, it's Tormenting Voice, you can't complain. Cartouche of Strength, Manglehorn, Kefnet's Monument. So there's a monument to each god as well in the set. This is 3 mana for a legendary artifact, and blue creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature an opponent controls doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Again, with blue, you've got a lot of shutdown stuff, so this could come in handy. Trial of Knowledge, so the blue trial. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. And again, you can return it to your hand when a cartouche enters play, so pretty solid cycling through your deck. And our rare is Bounty of the Luxor. So 2, a green and a blue for an enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, remove all flood counters from Bounty of the Luxor. If no counters were removed this way, put a flood counter on Bounty of the Luxor and draw a card. Otherwise, add waste, green and blue to your mana pool. It's like, people were playing with it at pre-release and it just turned out to not really do very much because it's very, very slow. So you're either getting a card or 3 mana that late in the game you're not really going to need necessarily. So it's alright though. And a mountain and another token. I'm sure someone will make a deck where it'll work, but it does seem very slow. The blue cartouche. So the Cartouche of Knowledge, 1 and a blue to enchant creature you control. When it enters, draw a card, and enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has flying. So pretty solid for 2. It's replacing itself, giving a creature +1/+1 and flying. So solid. Brute Strength. Another monument, so this is Ronus's Monument, 3 for a legendary artifact. Green creature spells cost 1 less to cast, and whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. This is one of the better monuments. Just his second ability, whenever you cast a creature spell, another creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample. Or it could be the creature you cast as well, but it's just, it can get silly. Especially in green, where, you know, you love big creatures and trample. So. Blood Rage Brawler, it's a solid uncommon actually, so 1 and a red for a 4/3 Minotaur Warrior. As an additional cost, you have to discard a card. But I mean, you're discarding a card to get like an extra sort of, 2/1 of stats. Like if a normal 2 mana card, like creature, is going to be 2/2, then, you know, discarding a card to get that extra benefit is pretty good, especially in red. Honoured Crop Captain, red and a white for a 3/2 human warrior. When it attacks, other attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. So it's alright. Gideon's Intervention, 2 and 2 white for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Your opponent can't cast spells with the chosen name. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and permanents you control by sources with the chosen name. So yeah, shut down your opponent's bigger threats. Yeah, and hope they don't have enchantment removal. A foil blighted bat. Looks quite nice. Yes. More Tormenting Voices. I think I've seen this in every single pack so far, right? More Cartouche, Sixth Sense, Angler Drake, and Crop Crasher. And Approach the Second Sun, another alt win condition. So 6 no white for a sorcery. If Approach the Second Sun was cast from your hand and you cast another spell named Approach of the Second Sun, this game you win the game. Great. Otherwise, put Approach of the Second Sun into its owner's library, 7th from the top, and you gain 7 life. I can see people like just having this in decks as an alt win condition, or like building entire decks around it, just for fun, really. It's just an interesting mechanic. Down to the last two. Getting a lot of doubles in these. So Scorched Desert. Deserts are back, kind of. Bontu's Monument, so the Black God's Monument. So 3 for a legendary artifact. Black creature spells you cast cost 1 less, and whenever you cast a creature spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So pretty good if you're going wide with tokens or something. Just lots and lots of life gain and life loss happening. Another split card, so Onward to Victory. 2 and a red for target creature gets plus X plus O until end of turn, where X is power. And then Victory is cast it from your graveyard. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. So if you've got 6 mana, you know, you can cast it all in 1 turn and just finish the game, in theory. Decimator Beetle. This is an interesting one because of the -1/-1 counter mechanic. So it's 3 black and a green for a 4/5 insect. When it enters the battlefield, you put a -1/-1 counter on target creature you control, and whenever this attacks, you can remove a -1/-1 counter from target creature you control and put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature defending player controls. So you've got the whole -1/-1 mechanic where you're putting tokens on your own creatures, or counters, sorry, not tokens, on your own creatures, and then this is a way to remove them and put them on your opponents. So, pretty cool. Canyon Slough, nice. So another cycle land. This one's black-red, enters the battlefield tapped, and has cycling 2. Ooh, cool. Foil rare, Insult to Injury. So, Insult is 2 and a red for a sorcery. Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn, it deals double that damage instead. Nice. And Injury is deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player. So I mean, at worst, you're getting 6 mana, deal 4 damage to a creature and 4 damage to a player if you cast them both on the same turn. At best, you're just going to end the game with this card. And it looks very cool in foil. The last pack. We're hoping for something good. Seriously, brute strength, like in every single pack or something. The white cartouche and the blue cartouche. Another Gate to the Afterlife. Ah, okay. Angel of Sanctions, another mythic, can't complain now. 3 and 2 white for a 3/4 angel with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until Angel of Sanctions leaves the battlefield. And it also has Embalm, 5 and a white. So this is going to be annoying to play against, because your stuff's just going to get exiled, and then if you finally get rid of the angel, your opponent's just going to embalm it, unless you've managed to exile it somehow. So it's pretty solid. And another foil, reduced to rubble. So again, we've already seen this one, just this one's prettier. So not a bad haul, 10 packs, 2 mythics, and some solid rares as well. I mean, the dual lands, they're not the most interesting cards to get, but you need them in decks, so it's useful to pull them. Approach the Second Sun's alright. Champion of Ronus is good. Anointing Procession has potential, I think. And then the 2 mythics, so the Angel of Sanctions and the Combat Celebrant. Both alright cards. Yeah. Can't complain at those pulls at all. So, thank you for watching. Remember, you can, well, all the cards you've seen in the video, and all the others from Amonkhet can be bought or traded on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. And if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. So again, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.